Civilization 7 is here, so I think it's time to look back on the last mainline entry in the franchise. Civilization 6 was the first Civilization game that I played from launch, and I distinctly remember a lot of the hardcore players from older titles really disliking the direction Civilization 6 took. It changed the art style dramatically from the 5th game, from a realistic one to a cartoonish style. It added in a penalty for warmongering that heavily discouraged warfare, replaced global happiness with local amenities that put the burden on each individual city, and most importantly to a lot of people, it changed how workers functioned on a fundamental level. Luckily, it looks like Civ 7 won't be having any major art style changes, make any major tweaks to war, totally overhaul and change the happiness system, or fundamentally change how workers function. Wait, no, hold on. It's hard to review something as expansive as a Civilization game. I do not envy those that have had early access to Civilization 7, because even 100 hours isn't really enough time to get a good grasp on the ins and outs of a strategy game so expansive in choice. I'm probably playing Civ 7 right now in an attempt to try and create a review on it for next week or the week after, whenever I think I've got my thoughts in a row. But for something like Civilization 6, I've played it since launch, through every expansion and pass, and complaint about war weariness and loyalty and how the graphics look too cartoony. I've got nearly 280 hours of game time. Not that much compared to some of the big boys, but it's over years of this game changing and evolving, and I think I can say pretty solidly that the game is fun. The big mechanical change from Civilization 5, a game that I have nearly 500 hours in, is districts. I think it's a great way to balance the biggest issue of Civ 5, where you could build everything in every city. The district changes that by making key buildings and yields take up an entire hex, so you have to make the strategic choice on what you want to focus on: science, culture, faith, troops, and so on. I love this because it makes the map itself a scarce resource, interacting with systems like the housing system, the resource system, the adjacency bonuses, natural wonders, and even terrain like hills, forests, rivers. The map in Civ 6 is more important than ever because it informs what you could build, what paths you should go down for your victory, and even how easy or hard it would be to wage war. There have been two major expansions for the game, Rise and Fall and Gathering Storm. Both added major features that changed the game for the better and the worst. Rise and Fall added the ages system in, making you, through a point system, track how well you do throughout an age. If you do well enough, you go into a golden age, giving you massive buffs that can help you settle faster, make your traders safe from pillaging, and even right at the end, give you a whole free giant death robot. It's a great ambient system that makes the end of each age feel a little tense if you're so close to a golden as you're looking for those last few points. It also added in loyalty, which fucking sucks. 90% of the time it won't be an issue, but when it becomes one, it's a massive pain, and I have no idea why they added it in, because it totally ruins the expansion part of the game that they push with their main mechanical change in districts. Gathering Storm totally overhauls the game, adding in natural disasters, global warming, a new system for strategic resources, changes to the systems of war, and a whole new age of the game. There is genuinely too much stuff in this expansion for even a longer form video, but if for whatever reason you're not buying all of Civ 6 when it goes on sale, then Gathering Storm is the one you'll want to get, because it just enhances the game so much. It also adds in the World Congress and Diplomatic Victory, which are awful. The Congress is a combined player system that is totally random and ineffective 99% of the time. And the Diplomatic Victory is so easily cheesed if people don't pay attention to it that I have literally accidentally won games with the Diplomatic Victory. Any Civilization game will play the same to start with, but even by as quickly as turn 10, you'll already have a new chain of consequences you've never seen before. Random goodie huts, the Eureka system that can boost how quickly you can research specific technologies, and the same for the culture tree, the terrain and resources you get, it all changes, and you'll never play the same game twice. Even reloading a save will change what happens, so save scumming is never really a guaranteed option. Then, on top of that, each civilization has a series of proficiencies, unique districts and units and buffs that further change what victory you'll be aiming for in any one game. Civilization 6 is part city builder, part puzzle with how you put together a city with different districts and world wonders, trying to make everything you want fit while also expanding, making the puzzle larger as you're always constantly moving forward in the expense of pieces you're using, how effectively they're all being put together, whilst defending it from both natural effects and intentional hostile action. The addition of the online speed also means that a single game of Civ doesn't take 20 hours for just one game. Rather, you can play one from start to finish, normally in the length of a single day. I've probably played more games of Civ 6 than 5, but the accessibility of game length means I'm not spending 5 times as long to lose a game. The biggest drawback of the game in 2025 that hasn't been patched out, or something you see from only having played hundreds and hundreds of hours of it, is the single player AI is still fucking shit. I played on Prince difficulty for this video and made a few fair mistakes strategically and still won before I hit the year 2000. Increasing the difficulty doesn't change it either, because instead of making the AI smarter, the game cheats, giving them more warriors and settlers at the start of the game, meaning they can snowball faster. I've beat the game on Deity, but it's not a fun experience. The game is best played with a few friends, and all of mine have the game, but also have full-time jobs and don't want to spend their weekends playing a 4X strategy game. I love Civilization as a franchise. From Civ 4 to, hopefully, Civ 7, I think each game offers a unique experience. And for Civilization 6, I think that is one of quick games, both in how long you'll spend on it, but also how quickly you'll expand. The game wants you to snowball in power by expanding and enhancing every aspect of your empire. Then, once it's 3 AM and you're struggling to stay awake, knowing you should go to sleep, but you just know you need one more turn.
The worth of a culture is not measured by its accomplishments, but in how those accomplishments last and how they are remembered. The beauty that you have inspired our people to create will ensure that our culture stands for all time.